Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 12 of Friday Night Football. We are going to continue on with some Super League tournament pre-plays. I'm trying to get everything kind of dialed in with how I want to deal with the subs and the possession and just the balancing out of the different leagues. So tonight we are going to have Aston Villa at home to play Borussia Dortmund. So this should be a good game. Before we get started with that, a little bit of game news. I didn't really expect to have game news, but there was a request to have the Switzerland Super League, the Swiss Super League, created. So I'm going to start working on that. I started collecting some of the data today. It's I have to piece it together from a couple different sites, kind of like I did the USL Championship. It's going to be similar to that. So I have to piece together a couple different sites. And then because they do it like the Scottish Premiership, where they play 33 games and then 5 extra games of the extra, they're not playoffs, but they're like the championship group versus the relegation group. The secondary site that I used didn't lump those in with the rest of the stats, so I have to pull those games out individually. It doesn't take that long, but that's where I've started. So, anyways, that's where we're gonna go. So before we get into this, if you like the video, you like the content, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I have 124 subscribers, so trying to build that. I think it's really cool. But let's take care of the business. Let's kind of get in the game and see how this goes. So looking at it, well, first, this is my sheet that I'm going to use for the draw. So you can see the groups are there, the spots for the teams are there. Each of the teams are listed here. I'm going to have a ranking of the an average of the ranking of each team and their goal differential, so we can see which is the toughest group versus the easier groups. I have this broken out. The ranking is their actual ranking in my coefficient breakdown. So it's not necessarily 1 to 32. Some of them got moved around and changed, and down at the bottom, some of the lower teams got in because England would have had more than 8 teams in, and I think so would have Italy. So it gets down to actually the 37th ranked team gets into the tournament. And that brings me to the issue here. So actually, before I do that, I want to show this. So I have my tokens for drawing the teams. My wife wrote them out. I put them on stickers. I have them on the little glass beads here, and so they're ready for the draw, which I'm probably going to do in about 2 weeks. So we'll do that live. I'll put that on Facebook and on the Delphi forum of when I'm going to do that. If you're interested in watching that, I know a lot of people won't care, but that's okay. I'm going to do it live. Back to this. Here's the issue with this tournament and playing cross league is how do you balance out the strength of the two different leagues? And we've already talked about how I developed the coefficient using the UEFA country coefficients, and that really rates how the teams did in the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Europa Conference, which the Premier League did really, really well, and they were very good. But I take a combination of the last 5 years and weight it more heavily towards the recent year and less heavily towards the 5th year out. But that's how I did it, and I came up with this coefficient. That is what adjusted what these ratings are. And so here's the issue with doing that. The Premier League, the average goal differential of the teams, the average goal differential per game of the teams that are in this tournament is a .578. So they have the best coefficient, but they have the lowest goal differential. And truly, this game is going to benefit the teams with the better goal differential. The teams that score more and give up less are going to be better than the teams that don't. That's any game will be like that. So that's what's going to be. That's what it will favor it here. So how do you take a league that has a .57 and compare it to Germany, which has a .78, which is almost a quarter of a goal differential better per game? Not a lot, but it is different. France, who has the lowest coefficient, has the highest goal differential. So that's where that shot adjustment. So some teams allow shots or stop shots automatically based on the country they're in. But then I also have a possession adjustment. So I'm going to go back to looking at that as well. What I've done is I had a possession adjustment factor. So looking at these teams here in this game, Aston Villa is the 14th ranked team. Borussia Dortmund is the 33rd ranked team. So Villa is the better team according to the ratings. Going back to these ratings here, the uh, the possession adjustment, I took that, which was a pretty drastic possession adjustment. I cut it in half. So England versus a team from France was a 4. So instead of a 1 to 11 for home, it'd be 1 to 15. Now it's just going to be a 1 to 13. So I'm going to give it a possession advantage to the better leagues. So for tonight's game, England against Germany, they get a 1.5 possession point adjustment. So for the first half, they'll be at 12. The second half, they'll be at 13. Again, I'm trying to dial it in, trying to see how this plays out. The other thing I'm going to do is I did a couple things for the lineups. So let's look at that. So for the lineups, what I did is I took all of the players, any player that played 25% of the minutes or more. I think for the Premier League, it ends up being like 850 minutes. They're eligible to be a starter. Anyone that didn't play that many minutes can't start. And then I took anyone that played 15% of the minutes or more can be a sub, and that drops down to get enough subs. So that number could be lower. I needed to make sure I had the 10 starters and 8 subs. So those numbers will get adjusted a little bit down just to make sure I have enough players eligible. This will allow the players that started more to start more in this tournament. It's an important tournament, and so they're going to play the better players, theoretically. Aston Villa is going to go with Lucas Digne, Cash, Kanza, Tielemans, Onana, McGinn, Bailey, Ramsey, Rogers, and Watkins as a striker, and Emilio Martinez in goal. Borussia Dortmund's going to go with Schlotterbeck, Sule, Ryerson, Svensson, Mencha, Pascal Gross, Brandt, Adeyemi, Bayer, and Guirassy as their forward, and Kobel in goal. The other thing is what I'm doing for ensuring that the teams have enough defenders versus attackers. When I first started playing tabletop soccer, I played this sport. Or I played this game. I played a couple other games. I played APBA soccer as well, or APBA. Sorry, APBA soccer goes on the concept of formations, and you can have one of 3 formations: a 4-5-1, 4-4-2, or a 4-3-3. I think that's what it is. So the 4-3-3 is more of attacking. The 4-5-1 is more defending. So using that concept, I've put a point value on each of the positions. So a defender is worth 5. A defense mid is worth 4. A midfield 3. Attack mid 2. And a forward 1. So if that's the case, then a 4-5-1 would end up being 38 points. And a 4-3-3 would be 32 points. So the starting lineup has to have a point value of those positions between 32 and 38. And then if that doesn't happen, I'll drop off a player at the bottom and put the player at the bottom, and the next one eligible to start will come in to fix that balance between a 32 and 38. So that's that kind of housekeeping of the tournament. The score sheet shows that Aston Villa is a 1.32 goals per game. Borussia Dortmund 2.26, so a significant 0.9 goals per game better. Defensively, Borussia Dortmund's better as well. So this is where that combination of shots and possession coefficient come into play. The subs are listed over here, so I will do that and sub them out as well. How I'm going to do subs in this game: I'm going to go back to 2-player checks on endurance checks, but I'm not checking every time a 1 or 20 comes up. I'm going to check on 75% of those. So basically when the roll comes up, I know this is a lot of math, but I'm just, again, trying to dial it in. When the roll comes up, endurance check comes up, I have a number back on another sheet that's hidden. Let me change this. I have a number that's hidden that is a 1 to 4. And basically on a 2, 3, or 4, the endurance check will come up. On a 1, it won't. So you'll see that play out. If you see a 1 or 20 come up and an endurance check doesn't happen, that's because I am rolling with those factors as well. So let's make sure we can see everything. I think we're good here. You can see down here is the shot either allowed or stopped. So for England, if that's yellow, then the shot will always happen. The defense can't stop it. If Dortmund is taking the shot for Germany and it's yellow, then the shot is always stopped, no matter what the defender is for England. Okay, that's the housekeeping. So let's play it out. Again, I'm dialing this in. We're going to see how it plays. The possession number on this one to start is a 1 to 12. We talked about the subs. We got the starting lineups. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how it does. Opening kickoff will go to Villa, and it's an 8:24, which is foul 4 and a foul. Ramsey is fouled by Adiemi. Out of the gate, a quick foul. Free kick to Aston Villa. 118 is offside. So I'm going to say that my brother's favorite team is Aston Villa. And so I'm kind of doing this game for him. I think Larry, that's one of your favorite teams as well if you watch this. So this is a nod to you guys. I'm going to play them. Not my favorite team. My least favorite player is on this team, and he's actually being talked about to maybe go to United, which I would hate. That's Emilio Martinez. I just don't like the guy. His antics are not, I just don't like it. So, anyways, Dortmund ball. 152 is a P. 1026 offsides, Watkins. 551 P. 335. So that 12 comes into play right here. It's a P star for Aston Villa. 474 taken away by Svensson. Dortmund has the ball. 786 P. 1054 P star. So the best player on the field today is going to be Guirassy. Guirassy is a 73 offensive rating. After that, it's Watkins, so he's the guy to watch out for. They're in P star, so they get possession. 1083 P star 358 P star 958 P star. So P stars, they have possession, no offensive advantage. They just get to keep the ball. 581 is a turnover. Anana with a turnover. Aston Villa has a 241 P. 918 is a foul. Mason Rogers. Mason Rogers was good. I watched some of their games. I watched a lot of games of a lot of teams in the Premier League. He was good. He's fouled by Bayer. Free kick to Villa. 10:22 is a foul too, and he's fouled. So Watkins fouled by Adiemi. Second foul on Adiemi. Free kick. 242 P. 114 foul 5. That's a P. 678 taken away by McGinn. 774 taken back by Julian Brandt. 10:26. Oh, and a possible, and it is a PK. Guirassy is taken down in the box. Aston Villa's PK defense is a 67, and that doesn't cover it. It's going to be a penalty kick. So Guirassy fouled by McGinn. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I will mispronounce names. Every time you watch a video, I'll mispronounce somebody's name. He is a 75, and Martinez is a minus 17, so a 65, a 58, and on target he misses. It's saved. So a 99 is saved. Gets the shot on target, but it's a PK save. You mark the PK here. This will change the number, supposedly, hopefully, of the PK allowed, because I'm going to raise that PK allowance or defense every time one happens. So that's a save. What I did is I took the penalty kick success rate for the 5 leagues, the 5 European leagues that we're playing in, and I said on a miss, what percentage was saved versus missed, and it's about an 85% of not scored penalties are saved. So 1 to 17 is going to be the number if it's going to be a rebound, and it is. So a 4, it's a rebound shot. So Martinez makes a save. It's going to be a shot for Bayer against a 10, and that is stopped. So Bayer gets it, but Digne gets in there and prevents the extra shot from happening. And we got to hold on just 1 second. Let me just check something here. Shouldn't we pause it? Hold on. Okay, I had to make an adjustment to my PK button. I haven't played with that for a while, so the PK adjustment, PK against is a PKA. So fix that. Villa's back fixed, and they made the stop. So we're going to play open play here for the next roll. Man, hold on again. 1 second. Okay, trying to change things on the fly. 4:17, foul 4 is a P. Okay, we play. Open play here. So you'll see the penalty kick allowed for Villa went from a 67 to a 97 because they allowed a PK. I had switched that around and then I doubled it up, so that's all fixed now. 255P. 124, shot by Digne against a 6 on target, but saved. Good shot. It's an 85 on the roll, but he's a minus 40. That's saved. That makes it a 45. It's an aerial battle. 3 versus 2 is going to be won by Dortmund. 177, taken away by Digne. 953, P. 573, taken away by Mecha. 676, taken away by McGinn. Aston Villa's ball, 687P. 4. Tielemans goes -1 on the plus minus. They're at home, though, so they won't lose a number on possession yet. They have to be down by 2 when you're at home. 971, taken away by Bayer. 324, shot by Ryerson against a 10. That one is off target. So Ryerson goes off target. 34 is going to be Villa's ball. 247P, 286P, 775. Taken away by Brandt with a possible shot against a 7. It's on target but saved. So Dortmund definitely the more aggressive out of the gate. 31 is going to be Villa's ball. 362P, 981P, 871. That is a P. 218. See how it's yellow on the shot. So if this was a shot, it would be allowed no matter what, but it's not. It's a foul. 1 and a foul. Cash is fouled by Guirassy. Free kick to Villa. 577, taken away by Mencha. 456P, 874, taken away by Ramsey. 763P, 314 is a foul. Konsa is fouled by Pascal Gross. Again, free kick to Villa. 868, and there's going to be a yellow card. Adeyemi cards in the 15th minute. Picks up the first yellow of the game. 853 P414 is not going to be a corner. It's stopped by the Villa defense. 571 taken away by Mecha. 314 fouled. Ryerson fouled by Onana. Free kick to Dortmund. 588 taken away by Onana. 1065 P. 574 taken away by Onana again. 343P, 654P, 626 is a foul. McGinn is fouled by Bayer. It's a free kick to Aston Villa. 634, foul 2, and a P. 157P, 448P, 986P, 638, shot by McGinn against a 6 off target. Oh, it wouldn't be against this. So that is a shot no matter what. So it's yellow. So 6:30. I got to get used to checking that because that's another change in how I play. It's that muscle memory of how you play the game and change that. It's just, I've got to remember to make sure I check everything that's happening. So McGinn gets the shot. It is off target. 40 is going to be Dortmund's ball. 913 is a possible corner. It is. Corner kick. 118, foul 2, and a foul. Schlotterbeck fouled by Ramsey. It's a free kick to Dortmund. 10:35. It's going to be a possible shot against a 2, and it's off target. Guirassy goes off target on the free kick. 57, 60, 75, 80. That's going to be an aerial battle, which is won by Aston Villa. Taken away by Guirassy, but no shot. So it's taken away. He gets the interception, but then the possible shot is stopped because that's yellow. It would have been a valid shot. It would have been off target, but that's yellow. So no shot happens. That's going to be a P. So Aston Villa stops it. It's just a P. 451 P. 482 P. 627. Foul 5. That's a P. 877, taken away by Ramsey. 435, shot attempt by Tielemans against a 1 off target. Yuri Tielemans goes off target. That's going to be Dortmund's ball. 634p. 724, foul 3 is a foul. Bailey, fouled by Nemecha. Free kick. 727, offside Bailey. Leon Bailey goes offside. 741, P1081, P664, P177, taken away by Schlotterbeck. Dortmund has the ball. 437, P685, playing out in the middle of the field right now. There's a foul. Rogers is fouled by Adeyemi. So they're picking up a lot of fouls. Not getting a ton of shots, but they're picking up some fouls. 241, P533. Shot by Nemecha against a 5, and that one stopped. So Villa gets the stop on that one. 914 is a possible corner, but no, it's stopped by the defense. 848, P841. Shot attempt by Adeyemi against a 2, and that one stopped again. So Villa's defense coming up big there. 785, P471 is taken away by Svensson. Dortmund has it. 755 is a P971 taken away by Bayer. So they get lots of takeaways. Dortmund with control again. The shot attempt by Adeyemi against a 5. That one is on target and he scores. So Adeyemi beats the defense and scores, and Dortmund's going to take the lead here in the 33rd minute. Assisted by Brandt. And they score. Okay. 1-0 Dortmund. 10. Watkins goes -1 on the corner. That's going to drop him to a -2. And Dortmund will pick up 1 on the possession. So now it's a 1-11. Corner kick. 221, foul 1 is a foul. Cash fouled by Nemecha. Free kick. 10:53, P+. So now they have the ball with the offensive advantage. P plus 318 is a foul. Konsa is fouled by Schlotterbeck. So Dortmund playing aggressive, getting a lot of fouls, or fouling them often. Hasn't worked out much for Villa yet. Possible corner? No. 444, P star though. Villa with possession. 567, 871, and not a card, still in P star. 237, 343, 533 is a possible shot. Yes, Onana with a shot against an 11. That is off target. Onana has good shot numbers, but that one is off target. 63, that's going to be Dortmund's ball. 127, P. 285, P. 956, P. 218, foul 1, and a foul. Cash, foul by Ryerson. Free kick, 347, P. 436, P. 443, P. 852, P. 218, foul 1, and a P. Julian Brandt with a foul 0. Nice. You gotta like that. It's a P. 774, taken away by Brandt. So he doesn't commit the foul, and then he steals it. 571, possible card. No, that's a P. We're gonna have 2 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. 112 and a corner to Dortmund. 145, P. 851, P. 10-16 fouled. Guirassy fouled by McGinn. Free kick to Dortmund. 6:55 P. 6:32 is a foul 3 and a P. Last minute of stoppage time. 2:74 taken away by Sule. And that'll end it. That'll end the half. Okay, so the first half finishes. 4 shots for Villa. They were fouled 11 times, though. 5 shots for Dortmund, 3 on target. So how did that half play out? How balanced or unbalanced was it? It felt to me like Dortmund was the better team. They had better shots. They are carded better. That's a given. But they are a pot 4 team that actually wasn't even in the top 32. And Villa's a pot 2 team. So the pot 2 team you would think would be better. I don't get that sense yet, and they're at home. But we're going to play out the second half and see if that changes things. See how I feel with it after, and continue to make adjustments. Second half's going to happen. Subs will be happening here. I will check 2 players per endurance check. The subs will be random, but it has to be within 1.25 position numbers of the person coming out. Dortmund gets the ball to start the second half. 5:27, shot by Mecha against a 10. That one stopped. 665p, 446p, 262p, 221. Foul 1 and a foul. Cash foul by Mecha. Free kick. 542p, 654p, 757p, 1065p, 337. A lot of P's. Not much happening yet. 944p plus though. Villa moves the ball into a promising position, but it's taken away by Gross. 384p, 1084p, 1082p, 883p, 221. Foul 1 and a P. Hold on, excuse me, just 1 second. One thing that Villa does have is John Duran on the bench, who was their top carded player. He had enough minutes to qualify to be a sub, so he is on the bench. If he subs in, that's probably their best chance for a goal. Okay, 221 is a P. 132, so we have an endurance check. So we'll check multiple players here. We're going to check position 1 and 3. So position 1 is a 65, he passes, 70 passes. We'll check down here, 7 and 9. So Leon Bailey's going to come out. Bayer's going to stay in. So Bailey's coming out. I just want to mark him so I don't forget. And we will re-roll because I had a sub come out. So Bailey is now going to be out of the game. Let's look at our score sheet here. Bailey is position 3.75. So I do a random ranking on players, a 2.5 to a 5. Whoever has the best ranking here will be the sub, and that's going to be Ross Barkley. So Barkley's going to come in. Barkley for Bailey. Let me sub him in there. Making sure I'm doing everything right. And that Villa has used their first sub. So that's actually a good sub for them. You're swapping out a 8 offensive player with a 46 offensive player. So that's a good offensive move. So we're going to re-roll. 1 sub down for Villa. 566p, 855p, 263p, 583 is a P. 837, shot attempt by Ramsey against a 6, that's off target. So Villa goes off target. 89, 80, that's going to be Dortmund's ball. 246p, 741p, 413, and it's a corner. Dortmund gets their 3rd corner of the game. 6:16 foul. 4 is a foul. Gross foul by McGinn. Free kick to Dortmund. 4:57p. 7:46. Barkley, no, it's a P. 5:45p. 8:38 is a P plus. Okay, so Villa in the P plus. 8:87, no. Still a P plus. 4:68, no. No card there. 5:52, 2:31 is a P star. So they lose the P plus, down to P star. But McGinn's going to get a corner, and he is a +3 on the plus minus because he's an attack mid. That corner kick will give them the possession advantage. So they take away the advantage from Dortmund, and then they pick up the advantage. So now they're a 1-14. So now you should see, as the home team, with that league advantage, with the plus minus advantage, they should have the ball more. This should favor Villa a little bit more in this half. We'll see. Corner kick. 174, taken away by Schlotterbeck. Dortmund's ball. 476, taken back by Tielemans. 6:31 is a foul 3. That's a P. 451p, and an endurance check. So we're going to check. So that was a P. We're going to have a roll after this, straight up. 6 versus 3. That's McGinn passes and Ryerson passes, and that's McGinn again. Bayer will fail. So Bayer is going to be coming out of the game for Dortmund. Let me tag him so I remember. Bayer is coming out. That will be their first sub. And let's look at who's going to come in. So Bayer is a 4.25, so it's going to be a 3 to 5, position 3 to 5. That will be Sabitzer. Sabitzer is going to be coming into play for Bayer. Ex-United Sabitzer. I liked him. I thought he would be good. I wish they would have kept him. But they didn't. So let's do that. Sabitzer in for Bayer. Let me sub him in here. I'm actually getting a little bit better at this, which is good. Okay. Except I didn't write down Barkley in. Barkley was in for Bailey. Sabitzer's in for Bayer. And we're going to roll that one. Okay, each team's used one sub. We're going to re-roll. 875. So the 14 possession is Villa's. That'll be a defensive check on Adieme, which is a takeaway. Villa with the takeaway, or Dortmund with the takeaway. 968, and that's a card. Morgan Rogers, picks up the card in the 59th minute. 133, P-Star. 1041, shot by Guerci against a 5. That's on target but saved. So we get the shot on target. 20 is the number. That's going to be Villa's ball. 686P, 966P, 645 is a possible shot by McGinn against a 13. It's stopped. Dortmund gets the shot stop. 9, okay, endurance check again. 9 versus 9. Rogers versus Sabitzer. Sabitzer's a sub. 8, Ramsey's going to be coming out against a 9. So Jacob Ramsey will be coming out for Villa. And they're going to make their second sub. And let's see who it's going to be. Ramsey's a 4. So that is a 3.75 to 5. And they're going to get what they want. So Duran is coming in. That's what we wanted to see. So Duran is coming in. His ranking is a 3, so he gets the call, gets the nod here. Duran for Rogers? Or Ramsey? For Ramsey. Yes, okay. And his offensive rating is a 99. So they need a goal. Put in the scoring machine. 63. He also gets a +1 on his plus minus because he comes in after the 60th minute. So we go +1. They're now +2. We'll re-roll. Villa's used 2 subs. 437 is a P. 1064 P. 872. Possible card, it is a card. So Tran comes in cards right away. He passes the red card check, so it's just a yellow. That would have been bad. Dortmund's ball. 658P, 141P, 177. Taken away by Schlotterbeck. 388P, 876. Taken away by Adiemi, but it's not going to be a shot because this is orange or yellow, so it's just a P. 357P, 784. Taken away by Barkley. Possible shot against a 7. It's on target, but saved. So there's the best shot of the day for Villa. It's a 50 on the goal number, which is an aerial battle. 6 versus 8 is won by McGinn. Villa keeps it. 187P, 926. Offside. Rogers goes offside. Dortmund's ball. 333 is a P-Star. 366 P-Star. 464. 486. No, P-Star 831 shot by Adeyemi against a 5. That is off target. So off target on the shot. Aerial battle. 6 versus 5 is won by Villa. 286p. 614 is a corner. 666p. 881p. 224. Shot attempt by Cash against a 1 off target. So Matty Cash goes off target. Dortmund has the ball. 468, another possible card. No, not a card. He passes that one. Okay, we're going to do another sub check. So Rogers is a 75. He passes. Brandt is a 70. He passes. 6 is John McGinn. So McGinn will be coming out. And Schlotterbeck stays in. So McGinn will be subbed out of this one. As the third sub for Villa. Another attacking player subbed. He is a 3.5, so 2.25 to 4.75, that's going to be Asensio. So they're going offense heavy here on their subs, which is okay. They need a goal. McGinn out. Asensio in for McGinn. And what that will do, though, is he's a +1 for coming in the 66th minute, but McGinn loses that +3. So Asensio in. They're going to lose 2 on the plus-minus because you lose the 3, you gain the 1. That makes them even. It drops the possession number to a 13. Villa, much, much, much stronger now on offense. 3 subs in. We're going to roll. They're 29.5 on offense, so they're good. 373 taken away by Ryerson. 661p. 1037 sub check again, and that's Watkins, and he's going to come out. So Watkins is coming out. Their 4th sub. They've used all their offensive subs. So Watkins is coming out, and the other check is going to be Konsa versus Svensson, and so Dortmund avoids the sub again. Ollie Watkins will be subbed out. That is going to be the highest position number available is Kamara, so that's going to be him. So they used all their attacking subs. They're going to put someone in to kind of balance it out a little bit. Kamara subs in for Ollie Watkins. '67th minute. Okay, so I got that. They'd lose some attacking, but what will happen is Watkins was a -1, and Kamara now is a +1, so they go back to +2. They get that possession advantage. 4 subs for Villa. We're going to re-roll. 438p. 3 sub check again. So getting more sub checks, obviously. Pascal Gross will be coming out, so it's Dortmund's turn. The other check will be Onana. He's coming out. So this will be the last sub for Villa. Against position 1 is Schlotterbeck. So each team's going to make a sub. Slows the game down a little bit, but this is what we're going to do. So Onana is coming out. Let's do Villa's first. Onana is a position 2.25. So any of these guys can come in as defenders, and it's going to be Matson coming in. So that's their 5th sub of the game. Matson for Onana. Get some fresh legs in. 68th minute for Onana. And on the Dortmund side, that is going to be Pascal Gross is coming out. So Gross is a 2.25. So a 1 to 3.5 is going to be Bensabiani. Man, his names. Bensabiani is in for Pascal Gross. So a little bit of a defensive sub. You're taking out your D mid. Cascades. +1 for Gross. And they're done with subs. So let's put these guys in. Onana is out. Matson is in. And Gross is out. And Ben Sabayani is in. Okay. And we'll re-roll. So Villa out of subs. 785p. 734 P plus. Brandt goes to a P plus. 127. Possible shot is a shot attempt against a 5 that is off target by Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck goes off target. That is going to be Villa's ball. 952 P. 927. Shot attempt by Rogers against a 1 off target. So Villa gets the shot back. Dortmund has the ball. 754 P. 758. What are we with possession? They actually went +1 on each. So they are 14. Let me verify. 154, 3, +3, +1. Yes. So 14 is Villa's ball. 758 P. 664 P. 312 is a corner. Corner kick for Villa. 421 foul. Thielemann fouled by Adeyemi. Free kick. 644. Shot attempt by Asensio against a 0 off target. So they get a good shot attempt there, but it is off target. On target's a goal. 7 versus 6 on the aerial is won by Villa. 141p. 171 is a card, and Schlotterbeck is going to card. He doesn't get the red card. He passes that check. Villa's ball. 582. Taken away by Mencha. 657p. Subcheck only for Dortmund. Position 8 is Adeyemi. He's coming out. And position 8 again. So Adeyemi is coming out. He's going to be subbed in for by. Adeyemi is a 4.25. So a 5 to 3. That will be Gittins. In the 70th minute for Adeyemi. So Gittins is coming in. And thank you for sticking with me as I work through this process. I'm just trying to make sure I get that good flow going and how I want to play the game. So getting better at it, figuring it out. So Gittins comes in. He's a +1. We're going to re-roll. That is the third sub for Dortmund. 445 is a P. 835. Shot attempt by Duran against a 0 off target. So that's the guy you want to take the shots. But he goes off target. You flip those two numbers, the on and the shot, and it would have been a goal. But get a shot. That is going to be Dortmund's ball. 922. Shot by Sabitzer, but no, it's stopped by the defense. We're going to be a P. 442. P plus. Thielemann with a P plus. 916 fouled. Rogers fouled by Brandt. Free kick. 1057 P. 556 P. Endurance check on Dortmund. So Ryerson is coming out. This could be it for them. Ryerson and position 5 is Nemecha. So that will be it. This is going to be the last of the subs. So we got them all done here. The 76-minute mark. Ryerson and Nemecha is going to be, Ryerson is a 1.25. Nemecha is a 2.25. So that's a 3.5. to 1. So the lowest rated ones are going to get in. That's going to be Anton. Anton's coming in for Ryerson. Okay, Anton. I sub these guys into my lineup here. Anton for Ryerson. And Ozcan. is going to be in for Nemecha. Okay. Anton and Ozcan. These guys come out. And these guys come in. So more defensive subs, which it's 1-0. They're going to try to lock this thing down. 14 minutes to go. So the question here is, how did that feel defensively or sub-wise? I got 5 subs in for each team by the 76th minute mark. Pretty close. That's pretty close to what I'm looking for. So I might have to leave it with those numbers and see how it plays out. But the +2 on each one will change the possession number over to a 12 for Dortmund. They are at +6 versus Villa's +3. We're going to re-roll. Subs are done, so no more endurance checks. 5-13 is a corner, so Villa gets the corner. 5-64 P. 10-12 is a corner back for Dortmund. 168 and a card for Digne. So Lucas Digne cards in the 77th minute. Dortmund has it. 487 P. 972 taken away by Sabitzer. Dortmund has the ball. 87 is a P. 824 is a foul 4 and a P. 832 Duran just misses the shot number. It's offside. So Duran goes offside. Dortmund has it. 718. Shot by Brandt against a 1. That's off target. So Brandt goes off target. Villa has it. 1071 taken away by Guerci, but the stop on the coefficient number here means it's going to be a P. That's the one thing I have to decide on that. It's a takeaway, but they don't let the shot, so do they keep the ball? The normal action there is takeaway with a shot that stopped, so I'm going to play it as a P. 556 P. 526 shot attempt by Matson against a 16 and stopped. So Dortmund with a defensive stop there. Bessa Bayani, who's a sub, defensive 16, good sub. 684 taken away by Bessa Bayani. 262 P. 1028 shot attempt by Oscan against a 5, and that's off target. And we got dogs in the room. Dogs in the room. 1020. Oh, what am I doing here? How's that a shot by Oscan? It's not. It's a 1028. It's an offside by Guerci. Too much going on. Okay. Villa's ball. 754 P. 434. Shot attempt by Tielemans against a 10 that's stopped. We play open possession. 653 P. 968, and that is a card. Sabitzer cards. That's the third card for Dortmund. Each team with 3 yellow cards now. 312 is a P. 852. Shot attempt by Duran against a 13 stopped again. 574 taken away by Matson. Villa's ball. 947 is a P. 1076. No more endurance checks. We're done. That's a P. 641 P. 571 taken away by Matson. Villa has it. 1023 is a foul. Kamara fouled by Bessabiani. Free kick, 8 minutes to go. 447 P. 182 taken away by Digne. 1025 is a foul 3. That's a P. 742 P star. So Ross Barkley gets a P star for Villa. They have possession and a possible shot for Barkley against a 4, and that's stopped. Dortmund getting good shot stops when they need it. 163 P, 647 P, 372. Taken away by Anton. Dortmund with the ball. 721. A possible shot, but the coefficient stops it. So no shot there. We'll play. It's open P. 944 P plus. So if that would have been a shot for Villa because it's yellow, it would have been a shot that counted. But it's a P plus. 335 P star. 268 is not a card, so they're going to keep in P star for Villa, but taken away by Schlotterbeck. Dortmund's ball. 947 P. 335 P star for Villa. 4 minutes to go in regulation here. 888 P star. 114 foul 3 and a foul. Digne fouled by Bessabiani. Okay, free kick. 4:28. Shot by Tielemans against a 13. Through and he scores. Does he score? Yes, he does. Yuri Tielemans on the free kick. So 4:28 is a shot attempt against a 13. He gets it through. It's on target. It's -9, which still is a goal on the 82, makes it a 73, but +10 on the free kick, goal. So Tielemans scores, assisted by Digne. So they work a good free kick there. And we're tied. Dortmund has it. 341p, 222 is a P. 942p, 365p, 867p, 687. Someone got a winner in them. Let's see. 615 fouled. Asensio is fouled by Bessabiani. Free kick again to Villa. 963p. We go to stoppage time. We have 5 minutes of stoppage time. 778 is a P. 747 is a P. 137, Digne is a P. 557p. 512 is a corner. So the one thing I have to think about is this endurance check after all the subs are done. Normally I would make that a plus-minus penalty. I haven't decided what I want to do with this yet. I'll probably do that. Just make it a team plus-minus penalty somehow. But I'm still thinking about that. That will probably come in. Still trying to work out the sub thing first. Corner kick to Dortmund. 1-1, 95th minute here, or 94th minute. 6:22, foul 2. It's a foul. That's beyond a foul by Kamara. Free kick to Dortmund. 153p. 877, taken away by Gittins with a possible shot against a 10. That is, and it's on target, but saved. So Gittins goes on target. Saved. Villa's ball. 1052p. 583 is going to be taken away by Matson. 256p. 761, and that'll end it. So the clock ticks, and that'll end the game. Okay, not anticlimactic there, but yes. So the game ends as a tie. So 1-1. How did that feel? My feeling is that second half felt more how it should feel. Villa subbed in a lot of guys, a lot of attacking players. So, how does that? Do I make changes? Do I make changes to the setup? Do I change that possession number back to being a full? Instead of cutting that in half, do I make it a full one to give those English teams more possession? Not sure. I think Villa might be the lowest plus-minus team of the English teams in there. Dortmund's good. They have good numbers. Obviously lost a lot of games, so they barely qualified at the end. So my opinion, how it felt, that second half felt much more in line. Villa ends up with 7 shots in the second half. Dortmund had 5. They had 2 on target. Villa had 2. So that evened out. Cards were about the same. Fouls. Fouls favored Villa in this one. Subs maybe a little fast, but I might tweak that a little bit. We'll see. And right now I'm doing that 75% of the 1s and 20s are going to be a possession check, so maybe I'll lower that a little bit, but we'll see. Got to think about that for the next few games coming up. So let me know how you thought that went. Let me know how you thought that felt balance-wise. That's really the big thing for me here with these practice games is to get the balance right. So a team like Villa, who gets to the semifinals of the Champions League, I think Dortmund did too. So it's not like they're playing a poor team. Dortmund did well. I'm not sure if they got to the semifinal. I'd have to look that up. Actually, I'm going to have to look that up while we're here. So bear with me for a second. I wonder if I can find this quickly. Sorry that I don't know this. So the quarterfinals, Dortmund made it to the quarterfinals and lost to Barcelona 5-3. So quarterfinal team versus semifinal team. They should be close. This was close. Let me know how you think it went. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. Next week, probably some more testing. So this one ends 1-1, Villa versus Dortmund. look for the Swiss Super League set sometime next week. I'm going to continue with my replay, my 13-14 replay. I'm kind of trying to kick it into gear and get that thing done. I'm really looking forward to the tournament. I am looking forward to figuring out this balance and see how it goes. But so let me know how you think it goes. This video is a little long, but that's okay. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit subscribe. You guys have a good night. Have a safe weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Until then, I'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.